Hey guys, what's going on? In today's video we are going to learn how you can fix a website that was hacked, and we're going to fix one right now. Now, a few days ago a client of mine contacted me and said that his site was hacked. The website now is working perfectly. Now, the problem with this hacked website was as soon as you visit this website you were redirected to another malicious website, and you couldn't do anything. You couldn't connect to the backend. You couldn't do anything at all. The problem that my client also had was that the three backup that he had, the three backups, was also infected because he learned about this hacked website in the fourth day. So he had three backups, all infected with the malicious code. So I had to clean the WordPress website manually, and you will see the exact steps that I made, and hopefully you will learn how to clean some infected websites. They're not all the same, but the main principles I think are the same, and hopefully it will help you understand what's the problem with your website. Now, here's item security. Item security has a security plugin for WordPress, and in the blog that they have, they post roundups for infected plugins and themes that should be updated. Now, Convert Plus is the plugin that made the damage for my client. This was not updated. It was older than the 3.4.2. I think it was 3.4.0. And here says that it gives admin access to a site and can redirect your site visitors to a malicious site. And that's what happened to my client. So I have made a backup of the site and use it locally in the XAMPP. We have previously talked about it in another video, how to install XAMPP and how to use it. So I have installed it here. I want to say sorry for my English, sorry for any mistakes that I make. Bear with me, please. So I will click refresh. You will see now it does not redirect. The problem still exists. I haven't done anything, but since it's installed locally, it does not work. I don't know why. It should immediately redirect me, but we'll keep the process running and say that it's done. The problem exists. So I will use my computer since the installation is locally. If you are doing it in a web hosting, you should go to your web hosting account. Here we're going to SiteGround, put the username that you have, sign in, and then go to My Accounts, Manage Account, and I will go then to cPanel. Go to cPanel. Once you're in cPanel, you will use the File Explorer. Okay, it's not there. Okay, so here we are, File Manager. I will click it and click Go. Okay, this is the public HTML. This is where all the files of the website are in. And the first thing that you must do is select all of those. Sorry, there is a button, select all, then click compress. The first thing is to make a backup. Now, I know that this is an infected website, but we're always starting with a backup. Always. Even if it's infected, because maybe you make some progress, maybe you're not, maybe you mess something up, you create some mess, maybe you're not, but we have to take a backup so we can, if something goes wrong, we can get back to the backup and start again from there. Okay, so you just compress the files and start from there. Always make a backup. So I will go here and select all of those and make a backup for me. Okay, so once this is done, we can start the process. The first thing that we do is go inside the WP content. Now, this is where all the files that are necessary for the website to work. I don't mean that all the other files are not necessary, but in here the WP admin includes, and these files are the core files of the WordPress. This is what makes your site stands out. It's every site has completely other themes. Inside here we have the themes that we have installed it. Inside the plugins we have the plugins that we have installed in WordPress, and everything. The uploads is the files that we have, the photos and every other file that have uploaded in the website. So the first thing that I do, and the first thing that you should do, is go to the plugins and rename the folder. Once you rename the folder, by changing one letter or something else, usually I put the number 1. By doing this, all the plugins that are inside WordPress become disabled automatically. The WordPress installation cannot find any plugin, so we just click refresh and we'll see that now we cannot see anything because there is no plugin for the content to show. The theme is now is still working, but we have not fixed the problem. Now, of course, the problem here is not shown, but trust me, for the live website, was still redirecting to the malicious website that we had. So this did not fix the problem. But the second thing I did was go to themes, rename, and select 1. So by doing this and refresh the page, you'll see that this is an error. Now this is a Greek language that it says error. I will just change this. Sorry for the language, I forgot to change it to English. Okay, this is here, English. Save. So if we go and refresh, I get an error. At the live site, what I got is still the same problem. The problem was that I was redirected, so I knew that there wasn't any problem with the plugins or the themes, or at least there is not only the problem with themes and plugins, but it was also a problem with some of the core files. Now, by looking in the files, I immediately knew that this file and this file was something that shouldn't be here. If you are new to WordPress, if you are not familiar with these files, maybe you didn't find it out immediately by looking at it. But I will show you what you can do. So I will go to the WordPress website. I give you wordpress.org. Okay, and I will click Get WordPress and download the latest version. Okay, I will in the desktop, save it, on folder, unzip here, and it will create a WordPress folder. Okay, this is the core files. This is all the files that it needs to be for the WordPress to run. So, if we compare this, we can see that there are 3 folders here, 3 folders here. This is the HT access that are automatically, it's created automatically from WordPress. We'll continue. This is not what's supposed to be here. This is my backup. Okay. And it starts with index.php. I cannot find this error log. And this is also automatically created from WordPress because we had errors. This is something that shouldn't be here. And then I went here, index.php file. All the other files was okay. And you will see that also this file is not here, because when you install the WordPress, this file is automatically created, and this is the file that connects WordPress with its database. So, these 2 files were not supposed to be here. What I did was open those with an editor. Here it's an editor. When you are live, We are just going to go, here, File Manager. If you want to view a file, just go to the index.php, click here, right click, and click View or Edit if you want to edit it. So I click View, and this is what we see inside. Okay, so let's continue from there. We are here, and we have opened the file just to check if there is a website that we can find here. Now my logic was, if I can find a link, then I can search inside all the files for the same link to find all the files that are infected. I don't know how many files in the WordPress installation are infected, and this is what I must find. Okay, so there's nothing that tells me a link or something else. So I just click close it and just delete this file. Okay, let's go to the next file. This, I will open it again with Notepad. And this is the same file, as you can see. I don't care, I will close it again and will just delete it. Now, because the problem exists and I had renamed those two, the way WordPress works, it goes here to index.php, and if it doesn't find a WordPress theme or something else, it loads the code from here. So I open it with a Notepad, and immediately I saw something that shouldn't be here, this script. Now, if you go to a WordPress installation, with, I mean a clean WordPress installation, and you open the index file, you will immediately see that this code was not supposed to be here. Also, this was not supposed to be here, but these are comments since they have a slash and asterisk before and after. So this code shouldn't be here. So what I did is copy that code and keep it in a notepad, just to be aware of what I have. And I clean it. I delete it from here. Delete and save. Keep in mind that I did it live, so to do it, you have to go to your file manager, click edit, and then do the same. Okay, and then click save and close. So let's continue. Let's open those files again, and after I clean it, I saw that the problem was still existed, so I knew that other files were also infected. Now, I noticed that before I changed the file, if you go inside the backup, I saw that the date of the file was, now here I have changed it more than one time, was 31 of May. The 31st, sorry, of May. So this got me thinking that that was the date that the website was hacked, since I knew that there was 3 days backup and they were all infected. So what I did is search for every file that was infected, that was changed in that time. So what I will do is type asterisk dot asterisk. And then in view, I can make details, I can date modified, and then I'll have to go by date and see this. All those files have the same date. And that got me thinking that maybe all those files were infected. Now we have many JS files, JavaScript files, And we also have index.php files here. I will find something here. I'm sure of it. Okay, maybe I won't find here. So I will just open here one of those, edit with Notepad, and I saw immediately that this is not supposed to be here. Now, how do you know that this is not supposed to be here? Well, let's say that this is a JavaScript. All those JavaScript files are from plugins, I think. Okay, yeah. So I will try to find a plugin that is free. This is Ultimate VC Add-on, Ultimate VC Add-on, Ultimate VC Add-on. Okay, let me take the folder. Just put the JS files here, those that are infected. Okay, events calendar, Elementor. Now this is free. I can download it for free. And if I go here and click here and edit it, I can see this code. So let's go in the WordPress repository, WordPress plugins, and we'll try to download the Elementor plugin. Not try, we're going to successfully download the Elementor plugin. Okay, just type Elementor. Okay, Elementor Page Builder, download. So I will download the latest version of Elementor Page Builder. Save. I will then extract it so I can see it. And now I can see the files that are included. Now let's go back to the files that were infected. I know that this file is infected. I know the path. It's Elementor assets lib. So go here, here, and the name is Blackbone Marionette. So I forgot one file, I think. Let me see. Assets lib, no. This is lib. Okay, sorry about that, but it seems that the new version of Elementor doesn't have this JC, but let's look about JC. Okay, for some reason I didn't find it where it should be. Location, click Blackbone. So I missed a folder here. It should also say Blackbone. I don't know why it doesn't say. If I go here, I think it will say Blackbone. Blackbone, yeah. For some reason, it doesn't say here the folder Blackbone. Okay, let's continue. And I will open also the cleansed file that starts with Elementor 0.7. And this has something else written. And goes all the way here, and then it starts with this Elementor 0.071. So all this code should go. What I did is copy also that code before I delete it, so I would be able to search all the other files if the code was in anywhere else. So we'll copy, open a new notepad, click here and copy the file. This is what I want. Okay, so now I knew that this code from JC and the code that I showed you from the index.php that I've deleted now was code that shouldn't be here. So now the next step is to download all the files from the live website, because you cannot replace or delete files, code inside the files automatically from other files. You have to go one by one, and that's impossible. So what I did is download the zip files that I took, the backup file that I took. I downloaded locally and extracted. So I was now working locally. Okay, let's go now to our local infect path. Not here. This is here, okay. And we're now here. So what I did is open Notepad and click Ctrl F, or you can go here, search, and find in files. And here find what I will put the first script. Now the PHP is not something that was infected. No. Here is the script. Okay. I will put it here. And I would replace it with nothing. So basically it will delete this line. And here it's asked for directory. So click here and go to the directory where I have downloaded and unzipped the files of the WordPress installation. Here we are, this computer, say, XAMPP, HDocs, and Blue. Okay, inside here. Don't forget that this should be checked in all subfolders, and I click replace in files. Here it says, are you sure that you want to replace all the files? And I click yes. It will take some time depending on how many plugins you have, how many photos, because it will check all the files, and this means that it will check all the photos. It doesn't matter if the photos are not accessible by code, they are not infected, it will still check them because they are files. So maybe it will take some time. I think that for my client, for the site it took me about 3 minutes every time. So I will pause the video and get back to you when it's finished. So we just finished, and it says here that replace in files 201. It found in 201 files this code and replace it with blank, so it delete the code. So there were many files infected. Okay, let's go with their second code, and this is this one. Okay, and paste it here. Check that it's shown here. I click the home button. Okay, so here, and I will just replace in files. Okay, and I will pause again. So this also finished, replacing 1497 files. And I think that was what I've done. All that what I did with the files. So now I had a clean site and I was ready to test it again. So what I did is select all of those files except the zip file that I have downloaded and compress it again to archive, zip, and compress the files. After I compress it, I go into the live site to the file manager and upload the files. To upload, you just go here, upload, select the file, browse, select the file that you want and click upload. When it's finished, go here, go back and make a refresh, reload, and you will see the file that you just uploaded. Okay, when I had uploaded the file, I was now able to delete all of this and unzip the file, because the file was basically the same files here but clean now. And once I did that, I think that I was able to successfully see my website. I was able to go to the backend and disable the plugin that had the problem. Once you're in the backend, you are completely capable of disabling plugins one by one. Now, bear in mind that what we did was get in with W content and rename this file. So you have to rename it again and put back the original name. Okay, nothing and nothing. And I was good to go. The website was working normally. I think I successfully cleaned it, and then of course I went to install the WordPress security that we didn't have. That's it, WordPress. And this is a fantastic plugin that will also scan the website for malware. And I did a scan, and they asked me for if I want to clean some files. I checked the files and I cleaned all of those. I knew I had a backup, so it was safe for me to clean the files, and the website was working normally. So, guys, I hope that you learned something from this video. Again, the first thing that you must do for all the websites that you have, all the clients that you have, and your own website is to take backup. This is the first and the last thing that you will need if your website is hacked. It took me about 1 day to find all the process that I show you here, because my client hadn't a backup that was clean. It took 1 day to find what was the problem and clean it manually. So keep in mind, if you have a backup, it will take about 5-10 minutes, I don't know, to just replace all the files with the clean files of the backup. So please subscribe and thumbs up the video if you like. If you didn't like, write the comments what you didn't like. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comments. I will try to help you as fast as I can. It is not an easy to clean a hacked site. It's not something that you can do, but because I spent 1 day, I wanted to share my experience and maybe help you with something like that. So have a good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.